The key turned in the lock with a sound like a snapping bone. I paused in the doorway of room 412 at the Grand Meridian Hotel. The brass numbers gleamed faintly under the hallway's dim sconce, and for a moment, the world felt like it had shifted on its axis. Sarah's laughter spilled to the cracked door. Light, familiar, the same laugh that used to greet me after long shifts, but now it felt poisonous. I didn't knock. I didn't call out. I just pushed the door open and stepped into the ruins of my marriage. Sarah was on the bed, half dressed in the black silk slip I bought her for our 5th anniversary, the one she promised she'd never wear for anyone else. Her legs were tangled with Mark from accounting, the guy who always lingered too long at office parties, flashing that rehearsed grin. The air reeked of his expensive cologne, mingled with the faint metallic tang of betrayal. Her eyes met mine, and for a suspended moment, the room seemed to hold its breath. "David," she whispered, voice cracking like thin ice. She scrambled for the sheet, clutching it to her chest as if modesty could erase what I'd already seen. Mark sat up, sheets wrapped around his waist, his expression moving from confusion to recognition to smug satisfaction. My fists clenched, but I didn't scream, I didn't move. I simply cataloged every detail. The half-empty bottle of champagne sweating on the nightstand, the 2 flutes with lipstick smudges, Sarah's wedding ring glinting on the carpet where it had fallen. My heart didn't break. It was excavated, hollowed out piece by piece. How long? The words came flat, almost clinical. I needed to hear it from her, needed the knife to twist fully. 6 months, she admitted, mascara streaking her cheeks. It just happened. 6 months. I repeated, flat, almost in disbelief. While I worked double shift to pay off the mortgage she wanted, while I planned our 10th anniversary trip to Santorini, while I picked up her dry cleaning and made her favorite lasagna on Sundays. 6 months of lies layered over our life like sediment. I laughed then, a sharp, hollow sound that even startled me. Just happened. I repeated it under my breath, like leaving the stove on, like forgetting to buy milk. Mark fumbled with his tie, beginning to dress. "Look, man." "Shut up." My voice cut the room like a blade. He froze. Sarah flinched. I pulled out my phone, thumb hovering. "You know what's funny?" I said, calm in a way that unnerved even me. "I came here to surprise you. Found that text on your phone this morning. Can't wait to feel you again. Room 412. Thought it was a prank at first, then saw the heart emojis. Figured I'd catch you in the act, maybe drag you home, make you explain. But this," I gestured at the bed, "this is better." Sarah's face crumpled. "David, please, we can fix this. It was a mistake. I love you." Love. The word tasted like ash. I opened our joint banking app and began transferring everything, every account, every savings goal, every emergency fund, leaving only my name. The numbers ticked down like a countdown to 0. "What are you doing?" she shrieked. "Giving you exactly what you gave me." I said, "Nothing." Mark tried to edge toward the door. "You're not leaving yet." I said. I dialed a number, put it on speaker. Rachel, our lawyer, answered on the second ring. "David, everything okay?" "Hi, Rachel. File for divorce. Immediate. Full separation of assets. Sarah's been unfaithful. I have proof." Sarah lunged for the phone, but I held it out of reach. "David, no. Please. We have the house. The dog. The dog's coming with me." I said, "You can keep the slip. Looks good on you." Rachel's voice was calm. "Professional. I'll need you to come in tomorrow to sign papers. I can have everything ready by noon." "Perfect." I hung up. Sarah was sobbing, gasping. But I felt nothing, hollow, emptied, a shell of what I'd been. Mark tried to slip past again. I grabbed his arm hard enough to bruise. "You're going to walk out of this room, and you're going to tell your wife everything. Or I will. And trust me, I've got photos." I held up my phone. Somewhere in the haze, I'd taken pictures. The bed, the ring, their faces. Mark nodded, pale. He practically ran. Sarah sank to the floor, sheet tangled around her legs. "I'm sorry," she whispered broken, over and over. I crouched down, not to comfort her, but to retrieve her wedding ring, warm from the carpet. I slipped it into my pocket. You know the worst part? I asked. I kept thinking if I'd been home more, if I'd noticed, if I'd been better. But you never gave me the chance to fix anything. You just checked out. She reached for me. I stepped back. Don't. I walked to the door, pausing. The accounts are empty. Credit cards canceled. Cars in my name. I'm having them towed. You got whatever's in your purse and the clothes on your back. Congratulations. You're free. Her scream followed me down the hallway. Raw, animal. I didn't look back. The drive home was a blur. I stopped at a gas station, bought a bottle of whiskey, and sat in the parking lot until sunset. My phone buzzed endlessly. Text from her, mutual friends, her mother. I turned it off. When I finally pulled into our driveway, my driveway now, the house seemed smaller somehow. I let Buster out of his crate. He licked my face, oblivious to what had changed. I wished I could feel that way too. That night, I slept on the couch. The bed smelled like her. I boxed up her clothes, books, decorative pillows, and left them on the porch with a note, delivered to room 412 at the Grand Meridian. The divorce was final 30 days later. She fought for nothing, too ashamed maybe or too broke. I kept the house, the dog, the 401k. She got the slip, the champagne hangover, and a reputation that followed her like smoke. People asked if I was angry. I wasn't. Anger takes energy. What I felt was closer to grief, for the life I thought we had, for the future that evaporated in a hotel room. Some nights, I sat on the back porch with Buster, staring at the stars, wondering if she ever remembered the promises we made under others. 1 year later, I ran into Mark at the grocery store. Thinner, eyes darting like a cornered animal, his wife had left him, taken the kids. He tried to apologize. I walked past. Some debts can't be paid with words. Sarah sent a letter once, postmarked from a cheap motel in Jersey. 2 jobs, living with a cousin, saying she missed me, offering to undo the past. I read it twice, then burned it. The flames consumed her words the way her choices consumed our marriage. I started dating again, slowly. A woman from the dog park, Lisa, with kind eyes and a laugh that belonged to no one else. We took it one day at a time. Some nights I still reached for warmth that wasn't there, but the hollow inside me began filling with something new. Not trust, which takes years, but possibility. The last time I drove past the Grand Meridian, I didn't slow down. Room 412 was just a number now, a scar that had scabbed over. I had left my cheating wife with nothing. Yes, but I had also left a man who believed in forever. Watching the hotel shrink in the rearview mirror, I realized that was the real victory. I was free,